All right, the latest news that we are tracking for you comes in from Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates. The UAE has stopped issuing visas to Pakistani citizens over concerns that they were getting involved in criminal activities after reaching the UAE. Overseas employment promoter AISAM Beg said that the UAE government was worried that Pakistanis on visit visas, not work visas, resort to begging in the country. The UAE is currently only issuing visas to holders of blue and diplomatic passports. Pakistan narrowly avoided a full passport ban similar to those imposed on other nationalities in the past after diplomatic interventions, including meetings between Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi and UAE counterparts in July 2025. This visa clampdown is a stark contrast between Pakistani and Indian passports in global mobility and international perceptions. While both nations share historical and cultural ties, India's passport has surged in strength. India's passport climbed 8 spots to 77th place, offering entry to 59 countries without prior approval, while Pakistan stands at 96th position. Let's in fact take a look at the difference between an Indian passport and a Pakistani passport. On your screens you will have over there what the difference actually is between both these passports. So when we talk about the eligibility, the Indian passport eligibility versus the Pakistani passport eligibility is one of the most talking points and one of the most important differences between both the countries. The Indian passport is eligible for over 160 countries across the globe. So that's a very high number. And while the Pakistani passport the eligibility is limited to only 50 countries across the globe. So you can look at that difference for yourselves, 160 countries versus 50 countries only. Then when we look at the visa on arrival for Indian passport holders, Indian citizens can get a visa on arrival in many countries like Thailand, Maldives, Indonesia and Jordan. While for Pakistani passport holders, they would require a visa before travelling to most of the countries, and they do not have widespread access to visa on arrival. So obviously this is one of the major differences between both the passports. E-visa availability is also another point that can be discussed. Indian passport holders have access to an e-tourist visa for various countries, including those in Asia, Europe and North America, with options like a 30-day visa. While a standard tourist e-visa is generally not available for Pakistani passport holders, though specific e-visa options might be available for other purposes. So these were some of the major differences that could be found between Indian and Pakistani passports. Remember, though both of the countries share cultural and historical ties, this is a stark difference when it comes to their passports. Joining us on the broadcast is Ambassador KP Fabian, former diplomat. Thank you, sir, for joining us. We appreciate your time. A very good morning to you. We were just talking about how the UAE has almost reduced issuing visas to Pakistani nationals, and they are only issuing it to say diplomats or government officials, and this is just short of actually imposing a complete ban on Pakistani visas, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. Well, you know, the acceptability of a passport depends not entirely, but to a great extent on the reputation of the state or the government that issues the passport. And in this, from this point of view, Pakistan is in a very, what shall I say, unfavorable position vis-a-vis India and many other countries. Because as Joint Secretary Gulf a long time ago and later as ambassador to Qatar, I had known cases of the authorities in those countries, that is in Qatar as well as in the rest of the GCC, getting concerned about the activities of some Pakistani passport holders. So obviously, the situation has deteriorated, and UAE has been compelled to take this action, and perhaps other GCC countries also might follow.
Also, Ambassador, we want to understand that after India, the Pakistani nationals actually form a greater part of the population in the UAE. And we have been seeing that from the Asian subcontinent as well, a lot of people shift that side for work and other opportunities. Now with this almost ban in place, how is Pakistan going to look at this? Because only government and diplomats, government officials and diplomats are going to be allowed to go to the UAE, and this will obviously impact the inflow, the trade, and we have already seen the Interior Minister actually discussing this, sir.
Yes, in fact, that will have an impact over a period of time. Hello?
Yes, sir, please do continue.
Yeah, I said this will have an impact over a period of time on the presence of the Pakistani community in the UAE. But that will take time. But also, don't forget that Indians have a better reputation when it comes to, uh, you know, being serious about the work allotted to them, whereas Pakistanis exaggerate the advantage they can get because they follow the same religion. You know, I mean, so these are some of the factors which one has to understand, and well, the Pakistan government will naturally make a diplomatic intervention, but as you mentioned, previous diplomatic intervention did not work, and so another one may not work.
Absolutely, and Ambassador, we are also looking at how the UAE has clearly stated, this is on record, that the Pakistani nationals who actually come there are not doing work visas. They are actually, involved in begging. They are actually involved in criminal activities. That's what the UAE officials are saying about
Yes,
Pakistanis.
yes, that is a serious matter because UAE takes these matters very seriously, law and order, and you cannot beg. And unfortunately, some Pakistanis, perhaps a growing number, have been doing it, and the government has been compelled to take action.
Absolutely.